The brain dead can't decide. You can bring up, you can hide. You can be good or you can cry. Do it wrong, not at all, or do it right. No one owes you, no one's to blame. Sit for bad genes or DNA. Ask your conscience the why and how. Do it then, do it when, do it now. What's up, sweet cakes? Who's here? Way easy. What you gonna do, little buckaroo? Yeah, you gotta do. People is asking now.
Just gonna throw a little mic check in here. How's that coming across, Ben? Coming across good?
Beautiful.
No, we all can be super fly. GQ, PhD, FBI. You can pretend and you can try. Move ahead, lay down dead, or slip on by. When the truth seems so far away, who loves you and Jesus? You need answers for your dismay. Ask yourself, ask your mom, ask DNA. What's up, sweet kids? Who's here? What you gonna do, little buckaroo? Happy birthday. Yeah, ask your mom. Just ask your mom.
Hey. How's everything going, everyone? And welcome to another amazing No Cap Gaming space. We've got some easy stuff. Profit taking versus profit making. So if you want to know all about how to make money in games or how to make money in general or just say money a lot, and we have a stack panel, some of which haven't turned up yet. And also some of the listeners haven't turned up yet. I don't know what's up with X today. Maybe it's Rory. Maybe it's just me.
Dude. I'm standing here by my window, like the Wicked Witch of the West or the East, where it isn't going, fly, my pretties, fly, and they're going to get them all.
That's good. Yeah, good. Get them in. How is everyone today?
Awesome. I have to say, this is like my fourth space today. Had two very good spaces earlier with Aaron's Gate and Triumph. Triumph one was really good. And then and one with Aaron, which was a different, an interesting one. Topic wasn't necessarily up my street, but it was a good discussion. So looking forward to this one. Yeah,
you've been spacing it out today. It's been good. Good.
How about you? How are you doing, Matt? All the way in Greece?
Yeah, so I'm in Greece at the moment as part of Warp's chief commercial officer, who also has a background in making Angry Birds and all sorts of 2D levels in Unity. I am here in the Nodorox house in deep, secretly in Greece, enjoying the weather and all of my fellow Toshis that are sending rocks as we speak. Like the level of autism and ADHD right now is so high. You can cut it with a knife, my friend. And that's how you know you're in a good project. Exactly.
I love it. You're a man of the world, man.
Hope they're feeding you well now. Hope you're getting plenty of good gyros into you and
I mean,
gyros into you.
there was this huge burger called Big Nick, and it was bigger than I thought. It was like what I used to imagine American sizes were like until I went to America in the last like year or so. So it was crazy. It was like this big chicken sandwich. I'm good, man. Yeah, they're keeping me well.
You're gonna come back. You're gonna come back 6 pounds later, my friend.
Yeah, for real. I think it's probably the heat.
Oh God, let's not go there. Italy as well. The temperature has shot up the last couple of days. I can't wear my hoodies anymore. I have to wear a t-shirt. I don't like that.
It's got like to 25 degrees, and that's when the hoodies come off in Italy. Because I know everyone wears leather jackets and like right until the middle of summer, and you're like, "Oh, you're not dying in those guys." It's like the classic is the leather jacket with the hoodie inside it, and that's just everyone wears in winter.
I also lived in Africa for some time, so I can handle the heat.
That's cool.
People see me wearing a hoodie even when it's like 30 degrees. They're like, how do you manage that? Try 40 for like a lifetime. You'll see.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, let's
do the round.
Yeah, it's off. Yeah, we have a stack panel. Van Ho, how's it going?
What do you know? It's going. I'm post summit, just jet lag is still so. And then I think I'm actually getting sick with what some of the gamer people had there, like sore throat, cough, body aches. So
cooties.
Yep, we got the gaming cooties. Got some cooties. So
you get that, like the geeks that come out, they're like breeding in their own little geek areas. And then they meet each other and just bring all of that.
People are like, you're always sick. I'm like, well, I've just been to a lot of events this year. Like, I don't know what to tell you. But doing really good. Just now just working a lot, but got a lot of stuff to edit and do just because it is like, now I've just got so much content to work on from that event. So yeah, but super happy to be here today. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming. I see we have a King Snooch in the house. Snooch up for us. Snooch.
I'm here. He just caught me as I was trying to send a DM, and then I was trying to open up the right tab and everything.
Busted. You should have said I was sharing the space. That's what you should have said.
No, I honestly, I was trying. One of my friends, I was just reaching out to him, and he just sent me a picture. Totally threw me off guard. Apparently, him and his wife just had a baby. Like just had a baby. It's like, sorry, I didn't get back to you right away. I was a little busy. It sends me a picture of like a brand new newborn. I'm like, oh shit, dude.
So
that's cool. Congratulations.
Guard a little bit.
Are you saying like she didn't go through a whole 9 months gestation period? She just had a baby?
No, dude. It was like wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Here it is.
Man,
that's how it works, right, Van Ho?
It reminds me of that Monty Python movie where they were in that room and it just popped out.
Oh man, it was there was a song that went with it as well. It was like every sperm is sacred. Yeah, there we go.
Every sperm is great. If a sperm is wasted, God shall be irate.
I thought you were about to say everyone has AIDS.
That was pre. Old without saying you're old.
You sing it. That's how you do it.
You say, has anybody seen the Tylenol? Under eye cream?
Yeah, no, it is like that. It's like that. Who else have got in the house? We got a pipe down. We got a pipe down in there.
The pipe G DAO. So yeah, we are the pipe G DAO, and it's Batsy, aka Batsy Ramaguzi.wallet. I'm the founder, the boss, the don, the jefe, the commander, and captain of the pipe G DAO. And we're an impact finance ecosystem focused on bringing RWA RWA impact startups, getting them funded and making those pipe dreams a reality.
That's fantastic. That's pretty sweet. Christine, we also have Mr. Console. I'm trying to invite him up. But let's go with Open Loot and then Soulbound for the intros.
Hi guys. So this is Ryan. So Open Loot is a Web3 gaming platform. We aim to be the Steam of crypto gaming. We have 7 fantastic games in our ecosystem right now. So for those that don't know, definitely stay tuned. We have a lot of fantastic updates.
And that is fantastic. And we're always happy to have you here openly, like sometimes dropping the slightly dark takes out of DGen left field. But yeah, is Mr. Console up yet?
Not yet.
Oh no.
Well,
Oh no, Mr. Console.
Let's go to the next one.
Okay, let's go. Soulbound.
Go.
Hello.
Not this guy again.
Not this guy again. Get out of
It's
here,
been
man.
a good day, man.
Been on spaces all day with you, bro. You must be tired of me. Quick introduction. Yeah, bro, we're playing tag out here.
Spaces bromance.
Yep, that's what it is. Yeah, this is Marcello, as you guys could tell. Working here with Soulbound as head of spaces. We've got a lot of cool stuff for Streamify, Gamblefy, Agentfy, all kinds of Fies. And we're doing some cool stuff. We've got our TGE coming up very soon. IDO is available right now on AlphaMind, but happy to chill here with a bunch of cool people. Thanks for having us.
I'm glad you've got DGen-Fi, you've got thick Fies, you've got all of this guys. It's a fun one. It's a fun one. So tonight we are talking about taking profit. Taking profit. What defines profit in Web3? Do you say that you've made a profit when you actually cash out, or do you just like sit there watching your tokens go up and down and say this is my profit? Like to everyone, like what do you think is profit? When exited, or when you actually, get there? Is it purely financial?
Let's go to Piping. He's got his hand raised.
Yeah.
Thanks. I kind of take this out in kind of 2 minds, right? Taking profits is realizing the gains, but how you do it that's kind of debatable, right? So, for example, a lot of people think that taking profit is putting your money in stablecoin, USDC and T and so on. But actually, it's not the US dollar value that matters. It's actually the Satoshi value. Yeah, it's the value in sats. That's the real value of your coin, because it's the sat value which determines the dollar value. And a lot of people don't understand that about crypto. So it's actually the Bitcoin chart you need to be watching. So when you make your so altcoin, when your token starts to outperform Bitcoin, particularly in alt season, Bitcoin and ETH, right? It's either so particularly ETH, because alt season is kind of ETH based. You take your profit.
It's not at the moment.
No, well, I mean, it's not technically started right now yet, but it has been historically anyway, right? So you would for me personally, I would sell for ETH, and not financial investment advice to your own research. Crypto investments often lose money. Don't sue me. What's it called? Yeah, so I would be watching the ETH charts, and then sell for ETH, and then once ETH does its all-time high, sell that for Bitcoin, and then at the very end, that's when you put in stablecoin, right?
Okay, so you want to ride every stage of the cycle all the way through to just annihilation. I can't look at ETH charts; they just make me cry, dude. So telling me to stare at buy ETH and look at the charts, I've been tricked, man. I've been tricked too many times, man.
No. I mean, during alt season, but generally it's a Bitcoin chart that you should be watching, right?
100% agree on that.
Once you know what the Bitcoin value is, and let's say you say fuck ETH, I'll just consolidate in Bitcoin. Right, particularly when
do that straight away. Buy Bitcoin straight away. That's not financial advice, but it's the best one, leading financial advice over the last 10 years or so.
Yeah.
Statistically,
exactly. So you sell for Bitcoin, and then at the end of the market, when global liquidity is being pulled back and the crypto market catches up with that, because there is a lag. I think it's a 2 or 3 month lag. You then consolidate in stablecoins. So taking profit and consolidating are 2 different things, and people often get those things confused. So that's and then also just to finish off, a lot of funds, institutions, they take profit by immediately putting everything they've gained into another coin straight away, waiting for that to pump, and then putting it into another one, rolling those profits until the bull is over, and then they put in a stable coin, right? So taking the profit is, it's not quite that simple.
That is true. And I think after that incredibly good educational lecture on how Bitcoin is the superior asset, and you should value your things in Bitcoin, not against the dollar, which is just printed into oblivion. Printer's going to go blue. Interest rate's going to go down. It's going to be free money season, but where does it end up? Bitcoin. That's where it should ultimately end up. Great take, Pipe Down. You are making my pipe dreams of like super Bitcoin come true, which is always good. But I think let's go around on maybe a lighter question about which Web3 game project or which Web3 project do you wish you'd never sold? Like, which one did you go into and you got out too early?
Ooh, that's a good one.
And anyone got any stories of something they got into and then got out of too early?
Oh, let me go to Shao since he hasn't.
Yeah, go to Shao.
Oh man, I think actually I don't have a problem of selling too early, although I definitely have sold a few NFTs that way, and maybe Ethereum before I hit 4K, and I think I sold around 3. But I'm actually the opposite. I'm a perfect use case of profit losing in terms of NFT into, and I think it's a good conversation to have because in the end, I actually have started taking. I ever made. I moved into stablecoin, or I moved it ultimately because, as stated, it's the proper currency to put your investments into.
It just reminds me of that map. It just reminds me of that sort of meme with the hat, with the bowler hat, and it's like Winnie the Pooh. Like, take your stables, take your profits into another coin, and then it's the next level up. And then it's eventually take your profits into Bitcoin because nothing else matters with the pipe. So yeah, that's exactly what it reminds me of. And I like the rugs there when you said taking profits, as other people would assume your diamond hands have cracked. But yeah, congratulations and commiserations for holding your NFTs all the way around the cycle. Has anyone else got anything that they would like to wish they'd have held on to? Van Ho, any projects, anything you wish you'd have held on to?
Yeah, I found PopCap right before it popped off. And had I not sold, I'd be on an island that I own right now, but let's not think about what could have been.
Look, if you did it once, you did it again. You can do it again.
I want to know what market cap you sold it at.
I don't know either. I just know that I started with $1 on Solana and worked up to 7 Sol, and then Trump rugged my ass. So I have more of a guilt of not putting things in where people tell me I always lose. But if I just kind of trust my gut, my intuition, I do pretty well. But I haven't been trading since the whole Trump thing, just because I'm they just all started popping off around then too. Everybody started making one. Trump's wife, Trump's cousin, Trump's sister, everybody started to make one. I think though that I've actually done pretty well. I've sold at good times. I'll just say, for example, Shatterline, I went ahead and took half my profit immediately, which I generally do. And then, I made about $5,000 off of that. And
nice.
Then the other half just went to zero. So, I try to be a responsible trader or whatever, but I don't feel like I've gotten early into any games. I think the earliest I was Love Monster, and I really thought that was going places. And I always diamond handed that, never took any profits. And now I'm real sad because I think it's just no longer. So that's cool. But as far as I go, I think that's the only one. Is PopCat is the one. Oh, and Bitcoin when it was at 5,000, I was oh, that's so expensive.
Yeah, dollar can't the unit bias is strong with Bitcoin. It is a difficult thing because everyone wants a Bitcoin. They don't want anything else. When they look at Bitcoin, they're I want one Bitcoin, please, sir. Please, blockchain, could you serve me a Bitcoin? I would quite like to put that in my wallet. Can I keep my wallet somewhere safe, please?
Right.
Yeah, it's funny, man. I did the exact same thing. It's like when I saw it, I was like, it's gonna crash, it's gonna crash. Everyone was saying buy into it. Like people in the game studio that I was working at, they were like, we were merging with another game studio, and there was this massive like Bitcoin fan, and everyone was buying it, and they were all like going crazy. And this was like December 2017 or so when it went up and then to 19 and then just fell. I was like asking the guy, "Did you take some profits? Did you?" And he was like, "A little bit. I'm a little happy." I was like, "Right, it's going to go down," and it did. And I stupidly didn't buy back in. And like, I even laughed at the people. I even felt smart versus the people who bought in at 17K. Like I felt like so smart against them until I realized, like, if you'd have bought at the peak,
would have been a very good entry, by the way, Matt.
It would have been, dude. It timed the market to get that. And I literally said, "This is a local peak. It's going to go up, and it's going to go up." In my head, I said, it's going to go up much higher than the previous peak. And when it was down to like $5,000, did I buy a fucking single sat at that point? No, I did not. I was like, I'm just going to keep it heavy and get rid of this stuff. It's going to be also really good. It's like, nope, it wasn't.
Yeah, I feel I'm the master of like round tripping things.
Round tripping is good.
If you go and check the dictionary, the DGen dictionary, by the way, for what the meaning of round tripping is, you'll see my picture there. Like,
dude,
I will see it
that.
go up and then don't take profit and wait for it to go to zero again.
Oh man, I still remember when like I got a call at like arse end of, it was like 2 a.m. in the morning, and it was like Mario Narfal's assistant or saying like, "You need to jump on the space. You need to jump on the space. Trump's launched a meme coin." And of course, I get on the space and everyone's like, "Has Trump launched a meme coin? We don't know. It's gone up on Truth Social. This could be a hack. This will be the most sophisticated hack in the history of American politics." And little knowing that they invited randoms to their like signal groups, it was like, this will be the most sophisticated. And we were saying that, and the market cap was like climbing. It was like 2 billy, 3 billy, 4 billy. And I had to fly. And I was like, I got to get into this. I was like jonesing to get into it, but I was on the bus. And I was like, dude, by the time I got down from the flight into the UK, it'd gone up to like 36 or something. And then I was like, no more. This is not a good, it's going to crash. Went to sleep and it went up to what, like 72 before Melania. Oh man, that was just, it's horrible to be like that. I even had a European FOMO space when it was few, like just 10 billion or something stupid like that. Like Trump was the last free money thing. Did anyone here ape into it?
Like I just said, just lost all my money through Trump. But I was like, oh guys, this is the start of a new United States. Yeah.
I love that.
Sure as fuck show this true colors immediately. I felt so embarrassed after that, but I was just like, this is like the movement we haven't seen here in the United States. Like now having a figure that's like pro crypto, like we haven't, everybody's been like behind the doors where I live about it. It's like a secret thing that you don't talk about and everybody thinks it's a scam, And so like my mom's like, oh, Bitcoin and Anthrax. Kaylin, what else do you buy? And I'm just like,
Anthrax. You should ask your mum for token ideas. Like ask her for like names. And then you send them. Just make them all on like Arena.
Should I send Anthrax on Arena right now?
Yeah, you should send Anthrax on Arena right now, and then just like have a voice clip of your mum.
It's like AVAX involved.
You still working for that Anthrax company?
Yeah, like, what you get paid in again? Anthrax? I was like, I have it on stream because she asked me during like one of my streams, and I was like cracking up.
You should clip that. I want to see that. That would be amazing.
So funny.
That's cool. Although my mother-in-law, who's visiting me soon when I get back to Sweden, outtraded me handsomely this cycle by just sort of coming back and saying like, a few Bitcoin. I'm like, you what now? I was like, yeah, just little Japanese lady trading, holding XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin. She's like, that didn't look like real money. I'm like, lady, I hope you have a safe wallet. That's all good. It's all good. Have we got any other interesting stories just before we reset the room? Anyone had? We've talked about round tripping. Are we going to do a DGen dictionary? if your face was in the DGen dictionary, what would it read underneath? What DGen word would you be defining? Openly, I haven't heard from you for a while. What would your DGen dictionary entry be? Openly, did you die?
Yeah,
Right,
I think he got off
you got rugged.
face. Well, we got two
All
hands
right,
up.
Snoots.
The question frightened him.
Yeah, so mine's kind of the reverse of losing a bunch. I actually kind of won, but I felt bad about it. I went to NFT NYC and met up with a project and talked with the founders a bunch about, you know, how I was real into gaming and stuff. And they gifted me an NFT and said basically, you know, this is a gift for you, and if it earns stuff, you can help like promote the game and whatnot. And I saw how much they were selling for, and after I left, you know, this was early days, right? After I left, I saw that this NFT that these random people just gave me was selling for like $600, and I was like, I'm selling this shit, and I sold it, and I got $600, and I'm like, free $600, fucking A. I'm happy. And then I felt bad about it because it was a gift, right? These developers, you know, they made a game and they gave me this as a gift. And it was the only time I've ever been gifted an NFT that I sold. And I felt terrible about it. Like it really weighed on me for like months straight that I didn't even like make a peep in their Discord. Like I felt bad about it. Well, turns out they ended up rugging their whole community and they shut down the game. And they're no longer around. So I don't feel as bad anymore, but I did get a free NFT that netted me $600.
Okay, so the dictionary entry, I think, for you would be like the anti-rug or like the reverse rug, where you rug a project that then rugs, or you feel guilty about a rug. What about regret?
Here's the crazy story too, is Whale absolutely wailed in on that game. And they ended up going belly up. Like I think Whale actually bought that NFT from me, to be honest.
No, that's crazy, man. But yeah, there's definitely got to be a sort of hang of regret in there where you just sell something that you're immediately given an airdrop, and then you're like, I can't. And then the worst thing is when you don't sell and you just watch that free money that you got suddenly go 90% down. That's also, there's got to be. Do we have a DGen like word for like, you know, the face a Cole makes when their free money is worth zero? Like, what would that be?
King Snoot, what was the game? You got me curious. What's the name of the game?
All right, yeah. Seeing how they're not around, I guess it doesn't really hurt them for me to say the game, but it was Valeria.
Oh man, dude. Seriously, man, that Valeria game, like I booted it up and they had like this thing that looked like it was drawn by a 14-year-old furry with like one leg. Like a creature with like one leg. I took a photo of it. It looked like all of the creatures were like, you know, the meme with the two dragon heads and the derpy one? They all look like the meme where there's 3 derpy heads. I was like, man, that's not going to go well.
I have to ask you a question. Did it look as bad as the early Pixelmon did?
Well, it depends on your definition. Yes, definitely was. I mean, pixel art hides a multitude of sins, drawing something with one horrible in the middle. No, you never recover from that. I mean, AI would have done a better job. Like, it would have seriously been much better to employ AI.
That's so true. I mean, everybody can be a game developer nowadays with AI. It's not like before that you had to have a team, somebody that at least know a little bit of coding to put together a game. Now you just have like separate AI and just say, oh, let's make a game that looks like this. And imagine if they had that at the time that, the NFTs were booming. You would have hundreds.
Oh my God, that would be insane.
I know.
And this would be the worst. Like if there was the NFT like game boom at the same time as like you got Rosebud and all the vibe coding things, it would have just been horrible. There would have been people like adding Wallet Connect via GPT to games and then just rugging their tokens in. It would be like fun with bad game titles.
Oh God.
I'm kind of glad that doesn't exist. Respect. Yeah, all good. I see we have some other people in his house. Any cool stories, Soulbound? Anything you want to drop?
It's pretty funny. I was like just raising my hand. Honestly, I would relate more to the round trip story. That's usually what's happened to me. I was trying to think of one. One situation though that I did take profits, and I'm happy I did. Was I like those guys though, but the Nifty Island dudes, I got an airdrop for that. I still am holding though my gold palm. And interesting situation. I kind of resonate with King Snooch. I haven't sold it, and the only reason is because Charles gave me the gold palm, so I feel bad if I were to sell it. But it has crossed my mind a few times. I think it's like maybe almost. I don't even know how much it's worth right now. But yeah, I remember selling the airdrop.
It's worth what you think it's worth, my friend.
And yeah, I took profits that day, and that same day I also got my Pengu airdrop. So it was a good day. It was a good day.
That was a very good day. So you're going to be the face of round trip.
Do profits really need to be financial? Can they not just be emotional and mental well-being?
You know, you say that. One of the best NFTs I've ever gotten was my princess that I got from Sinjin from AG. That thing's never leaving my wallet. Like, I'll never sell that thing. But the relationship and the bond that I built with Sinjin is worth more than anybody could ever pay me. Like, that connection
is goated.
Yeah, absolute fucking goat. Like, hanging out with him in California, sitting on the back porch, smoking a joint with him, and just like vibing out and hanging with this absolute fucking banger of a dude was only it only happened because I built that relationship the day that like he gave me that NFT, right? He sent me the princess. He's like, hey, go check out my game. And ever since then, I've been absolutely hooked and love the dude. Absolutely fucking love the dude. We talk quite often in DMs, and the ROI and the profit that I got from this NFT was that relationship. Exactly what you're talking about, Paul.
Yeah, that is true. Shaolin, your hand's been up for an age. What's your little?
Well, after Snoosh mentioned it, technically I did get into Valeria, the land sale, right from the get-go. I actually minted.
There was a land sale as well. Oh my god!
Yes,
I'm so sorry.
yes. I did. So the crazy part is I did sell it early. Because I was like,
did you sell it to Whale? Tell me you sold it.
No, I did not. That would have been great because I undersold it. But the funny part for me was
the fucking floor.
Yeah, a lot of people were 100%. I'm sure like Jeffrey Guay did. I'm sure Ding and Grail did. So many whales came into that project because I actually literally sold it at 0.2 and 0.15, and it hit an ETH, I think. And I was like, oh my god. And I've been sitting on it for a year and a half, and I had seen it go at 0.02, 03 when nothing was happening, and then to watch it just moon. I regretted it, but at the same time, I still made money. So at the end of the day, I did technically take profit, but it just wasn't what I could have made. And so again, when you sit on something for over a year and a half, waiting for it to actually develop and build, and they released all these things, you're just like, I have so much regret. But at the same time, you can't ever have regret when you actually made money from something versus losing it.
And yeah, that is true.
But that was the Web3 game. That was the one Web3 game that actually I have regrets on. Everything else is round trip for sure.
Although I think you can have like easy regrets round tripping a meme coin, because that's just it feels so much like your own stupidity. Then it's like every time you sell, it goes up, and then you end up round tripping like a gajillion Pepe coin or something, and then you just cry.
Well, it's like the Trump coin, right? I actually did sell for profit, and then I bought back in thinking it was going to go up because. You know, I didn't know Melania would come out shortly. And then,
so you got rugged by you rugged.
Yes.
Oh no. That is, I think she would definitely be the face of the modern rug on the DGen dictionary. It would be a face of either her or that Hawk Tour girl or Scottie Pippen. There were some good little rugs recently. But yeah.
Andrew Tate, didn't he also like do like live rug like
he just rugs life, man. He rugged his chin, he rugged like everything. So I think that guy, he's such an OG rugger.
He is a rug pull, walking rug pull.
He is a walking rug pull. I mean, it's like the very definition of a rug pull. Is it like something like Frank D. Gods? Is that the very definition of rug pull?
I would say the President of the United States is the very definition of rug pull. Because he actually
we don't have him here today.
He actually did it. He was the fucking president, and so did his whole family as well. So I think he takes the crown because he has the crown, literally.
And he wears a rug as well. So
how about the president of Argentina? I think he made a bigger rug. Come on.
Oh my God, Milei was responsible for the death of the vape. Libra coin killed off the LA vape cabal. I think that was just the most weird thing ever, that the Argentinian president, sideburn guy with a chainsaw, basically destroyed this little cabal of like petites. Imagine how many screens and petites got thrown around that night. Like that must have been a sight to see.
Even if they got destroyed, they came out winning. They made 100.
Oh, dude, they made bajillions, dude. I mean, why? It's impossible to cry when you're on a jet ski. So it's profit taking in the most PvP sense. But yeah, Soulbound.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking of more stories. I recently started taking profit. So there's this thing called I don't know if you guys know Vivi. This thing, I basically.
Oh yeah, I know this.
Yeah, this is what got me into NFTs in 2021. I thought that they were gonna be. Oh yeah, the pain. Basically, these guys had licenses with Disney, Marvel, Pixel, DC Comics. Like the list goes on. I literally thought that this would be the Disney of NFTs, and honestly, looking back, it wasn't too far out to to think of that. But yeah, man. I remember
we actually had one of their 3D artists. So one of the 3D artists on the VV thing was at my previous company. He was doing like Batmans and shit.
No way. Interesting. Yeah. No, one of the guys, Alfred Kahn, who's the guy who brought Pokemon to the US, was like deeply advocating for this project. Like he's on the board. So I'm like, okay, if the guy that brought Pokemon to America is bullish on this project, like there's no way this isn't going to be successful. And then anyways, they had some announcement Immutable, never ended up minting anything on chain. There's still not even NFTs. What?
Just gonna say, you said like they had an announcement with Immutable and then never ended up minting anything on chain. I was like,
anyways, yeah. Fast forward a few years, man. And what's crazy is I remember during the NFT times when things were really pumping. Like at one point, their digital collectibles were doing pretty well. Like I really fumbled that bag. My portfolio was in a good spot. Anyways, yeah, I just started taking profits now, man. Like 3 fucking years later, I'm like, okay, if this thing is gonna do anything, it's now or never. And I'm like, okay, fuck it. I sold my Walt Disney, which was at like 45K all-time high last bull market. I just sold it for like $800. Bought it at man, I'm basically at a loss, but whatever. This thing's gonna go to zero. Might as well take some profits. And yeah, I'm starting to sell some of those digital collectibles. But that's my story on profit taking. Thanks for listening to my TED Talk.
No, it was a good TED Talk. I enjoyed it. I felt very TEDed. Pipe. Good pipe.
Yeah, oh, Vivi, painful memories. I mean,
bro, I admit though, we thought this was going to be like the biggest thing ever. Like,
dude, they were legit though. They did look really good.
So I thought it was going to be big, but I was also very skeptical. Like, so I was saying to people in my communities, I have my own community that I run on WhatsApp, right? Saying, listen, they call themselves NFTs, but what fucking blockchain are these NFTs minted on? Okay,
that's a good point. They didn't actually ever have a mint, did they?
Show me where. The blockchain they're using to mint this shit is, it does not exist, right? This is a Web2 collectibles platform which they're marketing as an NFT, but they never minted shit. Never. They said they called it minted and nothing was minted. Yes, I got some and I made some quote unquote profit, but you couldn't cash it out. Yeah, you couldn't actually cash the shit out. Not really.
That's the absolute classic. It's like you see it so often when the Web3 guys come into like gaming where they do something, but when you see the actual Web2 guys do that kind of rug, I think that's hilarious because they probably didn't realize that was the important bit. Like they probably had no idea that was the important bit. They were like, we make the things, we set up a marketplace, it looks really nice, and they buy it because they're used to selling like season passes and like infinite inflationary money that doesn't matter because they can just create it and delete it at will. And when they're actually like, we have to sell something with limited volume, they're like, we can just spend 800 on it. 800, no one's going to know or care.
Yeah, what was it? Gems or whatever was the currency on there? You bought gems to then buy them, but you couldn't sell
Classic
them.
gamer currency. Of course you couldn't. That's what gamer currencies are. Like,
you know, exactly.
They fucked up by being too Web 2.
And you know, it was such an elaborate rug pull because there's some big brands. There was the Disney ones, there's Star Wars on there. There's all kinds of
they
shit
must
on
have
there.
paid all the money in licenses and then forgot to hire a Web3 dev team. I think that's probably what happened.
It was supposed to launch.
It's crazy though, because they're actually super profitable. I think I don't know what I don't know now anymore. They're still around. I remember at one point they did like $100 million in sales or some shit, like crazy stuff.
That's crazy.
But I don't know what the fuck they're doing though. It's just like
enjoying that $100 million in sales of their Web 2 shit.
They're supposed to be launching on the OM chain or something.
Didn't that one just implode?
Yeah. So
didn't that one just come? And
no.
OM token? No, you're not talking Manta?
No. So there was another OM was the name of the blockchain, I think it was, right? And it was meant to be a big collectibles chain. You know, there were some comics that I bought, some Marvel stuff, and they were all supposed to be minted on there. And it never fucking happened.
That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy, man. The stories in Web3, like not only could we have like a dictionary of Web3, we could actually just make a whole like law. It would be insane. Imagine if you did Web3, you get all of the things from X and all of those things, and then recreate it in like a fantasy world with AI, and then you VO in like a House of Dragons, like, you know, fantasy style, and just basically have all of the rugs and all of these things like battles and all of that. That would be pretty funny. You should do like an alternate history.
You should buy a land plot in Decentraland and just put them all there.
We should put the gravestones of. Oh man!
Out of all the ones you could have picked.
Hey, you know, at least those were NFTs, and people who bought Decentraland before the halving last cycle made a shit ton of money before that all.
That's true. That's true. And that is the moral of the story. Is like when you're up, you're up, you're up. But the thing is you're never going to time the market. So like, even if you're up on one particular thing, right? You have a thing, you bought it for 100, goes up to 5K, and you want to cash out, right? As soon as you leave and you see other things continuing up, you're going to put your 5K in and buy far less of the stuff that you sold. Like I've seen people literally take out profits and then buy back in for less with that money to watch it just go to nothing. Like they literally took the profits and then went straight back into the same token with the same amount of money. And then just, so like when you take your profits, I think it has to, for me anyway, it's like, that's the final thing. You take it, you're done with it. You don't look at it again, because if you FOMO back into the thing after taking your profits, you always wreck yourself.
Do you think that's to do with greed as well? Because a lot of people feel like they could make more and they come back to it, or they're like, invest more as it's going up. It's like they have a very good entry, but instead of DCAing down when you have like even better entry, you DCA up. So your entry raises.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the thing. It's like you have to, I personally think when you're looking at coins that you don't want to be long-term holding, that you're not like, I'm dedicating, like this is where I'm putting my savings bank. If it's not your savings bank and it's an investment, you got to remember your entry price and your multiple, because if your entry, like if that multiple, say you get like even $100 out of it, if you put in $1,000 when it's gone like 10x and then it only goes up $10 more and then goes down $20, you lost money, even if you had a fantastic like entrance. You know what I mean? I think you have to have that discipline to not look at the chart. You got to forget about it. I think it's like sell and then don't look. Like if you're out of it, don't look at it. Just be happy with your profits.
Yeah, the best rules for anybody that's wanting to make profit, doesn't matter how much you make profit. All, you know, it can be 50%, it can be 2x, it can be 3x, it can be 10x. As long as you're positive and not in negative, it's always good. You got 100%. You made profit on your Popcat, you made on your fart coin, or on your I don't know, AI16Z, anything.
Oh my God, those things.
As long as you're in positive and you're not waiting for it to go even higher. But I think the best rule is like when you see a number that makes you happy and you're excited, sell. Don't look
exactly.
Back. Don't look back.
But no, Ophid, what numbers can you see that make you happy? When you see, like, is there something that you're just like, this is a 5x, I'm out, or 10x? Like, when you're watching a chart and you've got, like, even if it's a small bag that's becoming big, at what point would your nerve fail you, do you think?
I'm a 2xer. I'm just like, if we get double what we have, I take half out and watch the rest go wherever it needs to. But to me, like, that's always been smartest for me because I will put everything in and lose everything. Or, like you said, sell it, put the same amount in, and then just completely go to zero and lose it. So usually, like when I did get just started with that $1, I put like 50 cents in, and once I got $1, I'd take everything out. But I mean but I'm like, I'm small fish. I'm baby whale. I have no trading experience. I mean, even after all this time, I could probably tell you like, oh, that's a great market cap to enter into. But like, I'm not so much as a trader, you know, like I find my profit being in who I've met in the space. And I feel like that's always paid me out the best just because like I usually work behind the scenes with projects instead of in front of. And so for me, that's the most profitable thing I could find here in the space for myself. But I don't know. I think profit can be however you look at it. But in terms of like memers, I'm terrible. So.
Oh, man. Paul, when you're looking at a chart, what is your exit point?
Oh God, I'm the worst person to ask about this at all.
The dog exit point. I'm terrible too.
But the mad thing is like I have no idea what a bull run looks like, right? Because I came in right at the end of the last one. I joined the entire space in around November 2021, and got involved in Vulcan then and stuff. And that was the time, when it was Christmas, everyone was quiet, and then I didn't know enough about it, so I didn't put any money into anything, which is lucky. So I mean, I haven't necessarily lost anything, but I got a few bits and bobs from places from that I worked at. I got some PYR when it was part of a bonus when I was over there, and I used that as a sort of my initial entry into crypto properly. This is my fun. I'm going to do stuff with it. And I put some stuff into a couple of projects. They did okay. One actually 20x, but I got out at around 10. But then, I put that into other projects then that I was connected to, or new people, or people I wanted to support, or people who are involved in those says, okay, you should look at this project and stuff. And apart from one of them, which I made about $1,000 on, it was like I took that profit out, and then just the rest is sitting there now. So if it goes up anything from here, I've made some. But most of the ones that I put any of the money I made into, I've all just gone to dog shit. They like quite literally, they would need 10, 20x just to make back what I put into them.
Oh, my friends.
So
it's rough, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't know. You make a bit of profit and then you spend it to survive in this industry. When you're,
I mean, are you one of the people who, like, let's just say you've got something, you put in $1,000 and it's gone down to like $20? Are you the kind of person who's like, I still have $1,000 worth of token when I'm just going to leave that $20 because fuck that $20? Or are you like, I'm going to get my $20 back after all of this shit?
Well, listen, right, what's $20, right? $20 is a fucking takeaway or something, right? It's like, I'm thinking, right, do I want to take away? It's going. I'm not going to go through the hassle of switching shit and wallets. I'm just going to leave it there. If it goes to $100, then I'll go. Okay, yeah, take it. Because that's a 5x. It's not going to go back to what it originally was.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
I mean, if you forget about it and then you look at it and it goes up a little bit, you can count that as profit because you weren't using that money in the meantime. So, even if you see like you get a dead cat bounce, but yeah, I mean, it's cool. And I think it's a really interesting topic as well because a lot of people value diamond hands and a lot of people profit shame and sell shaming and all of that kind of stuff that goes on. But without people, just normal people, like regular people from regular worlds, regular jobs coming into this space meeting a bunch of us DJM retards and becoming the DJM retards ourselves. And then some of us making ridiculous amounts of money for basically God knows what, for doing random things. Like someone gives you a picture. I've had a few JPEGs sent to me, and some of them have been really good, and I'm never selling them. But it's like we came into this space from all walks of life. And if none of us made money, we wouldn't all be here today chatting, shooting the shit. And I think that's one of the fantastic things. So never shame people for taking their money out. Never shame them, because this space exists because we got rich doing crazy things.
Exactly. I have a quick question, actually, maybe to put out to everybody in the audience, in terms of this. So, maybe there isn't another bull run on the way. It's hard to know with the whole economic situation in general, right? But we're talking here, and we all have our diamond handbags that have gone to crap, and we hope that they come back a little bit. I have it in my head, again, stressing that I'm a total noob and know jack shit really about trading and all of this. In my head, none of these are ever really going to come back. Just because unless they've been seriously building and actually genuinely improving what they had, the chances of them seriously coming back to any sort of mad FOMO levels is great. So the way I'm looking, what do people think? I mean, am I wrong there, or and the way I think it is, it's going to be new projects that actually do something.
I don't think you're wrong, but there's some interesting things. It's like there's the kind of the dead cat bounce. We've seen some games close, like Nyan Heroes, and the rest of the token was like up 50% on the day. Like people, I don't know, like trading up a dead token to get a better exit point, whatever it was. It's like.
I think we lost Matt's audio.
We have lost Matt's audio.
Fantastic. So they're going to bring it back.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, did I rug?
Yeah, for I think 10 seconds.
Yeah, no, I'm just going to do my frozen rug face. All right, carry on without me. Like, am I back? Am I back?
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Nice, man. I just, like the glitch one, the old video where you're doing that. That's always good. But yeah, I was just basically saying, it's like even after you get the dead cat bounces and you get all of this kind of stuff, recovering a meme coin or any coin from like zero, like when it's got truly annihilated, if your project's still building, you probably release a new one. Like for real though, you would. I mean, you just want to burn that, wouldn't you? Because I've seen the projects that are like, we're doing a burn, we're doing all of these things, but if you have TGE'd and it's got like whoop, 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 all the way to the bottom, like unless you have made enough runway with that crash, you are not going to get out the other side in a game. That's tough. That's really why doing the token raise as like bet in our studio, it's going to be amazing. Doesn't often work out because it goes so far down. Even the money you had, the reputational damage of your token hitting basically zero, it's difficult to deal with because they would have to be spending money that they got from their tokens to prop their token price up. And then they're not actually cashing that in and building their product. So if they spend the money that they raised on their token sale on their product, what's their token going to do? It's going to go down. Because it just doesn't work, right? It just does not work. Yo, Kadish in his house. Drop us some love. Have you been listening in from sides? Have you got some stories? You want to jump in?
Yeah, I was hearing you talk a little bit, Matt, or Matthew, whichever you prefer. I actually don't know. I haven't spoken with you too much. Aside, what's up, everybody? But
hey, buddy.
I was hearing you talk a little bit about like tokens coming back from zero, and I mean, I think we have like a good idea of a token that has the potential for that, and like Whoop. If you guys have seen, like they're focused on building the product in the back end. They haven't spent a ton of money on like marketing and stuff to launch the token. It was an interest token where you had to fill out a form. So I mean, they had to do some legwork in there. They had to get some promotion going. I don't think that they did a huge push for like KOLs and stuff though. So I think most
they
of the
didn't.
Run
they didn't. They just announced who was part of it. I think you might be right on this one because this is a utility token they're building the utility for. The difference is like I would say that like there's a difference between a token that is launched on a CEX, like even if like it's a tier 3, and a token that's just been DEX launched. Like I'd say there's a bit of a difference. Like if a token hasn't gone to an exchange, like and paid for a listing, I think you can't really consider it launched. That's kind of what I'm saying. Do you agree? Because
I think
it's going to go back up and then launch, right?
I think Wolf is launched, even though they're not on like major dexes. They're on Sparrow Exchange, but like they haven't spent a shit ton of money like most of the other projects do to get on like Bybit or Kraken or any of those. So they've still got a ton of runway to do what they want with. And then when they're ready to start launching out Wolf XBT and the companion app and all this other crazy stuff that they're doing, they're going to have the money and the funds to put behind marketing the product rather than just the token. And that'll generate interest in the token by the product being pushed and being a good product, in my opinion.
And it is a good product. Like I know what they're building. We have the Wolves chief operation officer. We have Slayer on our advisory board. She's not leaking any alpha. That's how good it is. Like she is tight-lipped, and she will give you the kung fu, like she did with the picture. Like she showed that on the space, like the crazy kung fu. She'll kung fu you if you ask too much about what they're building, and that I think is bullish. Because if people don't believe in something, they usually would just tell you exactly what someone's building. So I think that's definitely a good sign, and I definitely think things like that can come back from dead. But if you're looking at gaming tokens where the game's out, maybe that's a bit different. Like if the product's not built at all, maybe that's the exception. If you haven't built the product, maybe the token can recover if the product's good. Yeah, it's all cool. And we are fast approaching the hour, so I'd like to thank everyone here and let Pipe up for a few last words.
Thank you. It's been a great space. Lots of shit talking, which I like as well.
Me too. That's the best bit.
You do a bit of shit talking, towards the evening. During the day, you're kind of being logical and dropping some great alpha. But now it's like, yeah. So thanks for letting me speak. Can I share what we're doing?
You still what you're doing. It's just we come on No Cap Gaming and you're basically like, yeah, and now it's turned into shit talking. This is the real talk, motherfucker. Chill.
Yeah, cool. Yes, so real shit talk. So we have our GDAO token pre-sale, which is now live. I'm not going to mention prices and stuff because this is not financial investment advice. Do your own research. And it's the first Impact Fi token. And we're also listing our token on what's it called? We're also listing our token on the brand new Quantum Dex by Layer 1x. Layer 1x, for those that don't know, is an interoperable blockchain. Supports over 8 chains, including Bitcoin and Solana, as well as EVM. We're listing there on Tuesday. We are going to be the first coin, along with another coin called Biscuit, to ever list on this brand new DEX. First ever Impact Fi token, and first ever, I believe, interoperable meme coin token as well, launching on Tuesday. So crypto loves first, and they love narrative,
and they also like free money. Is there any airdrops or anything going to any of your fans or the close supporters?
Yes, there is an airdrop as well. That's going to be for people that participate in our DApp. So if you become a member of our PGF Launchpad, which is our RWA DeSci Launchpad, we will be doing an airdrop once we reach 10 million TVL. So don't just get your membership and then just sit there. You need to actually put some fucking money in the DApp, right? So motherfuckers like
honest, man, honest. Like,
exactly. Yeah. So, but yeah, there's some alpha for you. Get some pre-sale tokens and also get ready for the DEX listing on Tuesday. Thank you.
All good. Well, he absolutely shilled to the end of the time there, and we love him for it. Can never repress a person who has a good project and some good alpha to share. And I think it's been a wonderful space. talking about profits, losses, and fun times. If you like these people, give them a follow, retweet, reshare, and all of this. We are streaming on multiple places. And yeah, good things coming soon. Follow Triangle Chain, follow Warp Chain, follow all the chains, follow the DAOs, follow the beeps.
Follow us on LinkedIn as well.
Easy.
That's it, because we do some cool long form.
We do banger
boring
LinkedIn
stuff
posts.
on LinkedIn. We do proper businessy stuff on LinkedIn.
Yeah, that's where the real alpha is, with the actual how we make the bajillions.
Yeah, we also do that as well. We also have a serious LinkedIn quote unquote page as well. So
yeah, it's the best way. It's the best way. But yeah, thank you everyone. I've been Matt, and this has been No Cap Gaming. Profit taking versus profit making.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
No one owes you, no one's to blame.